Shock absorbing work boots, and why are they better for our feet? Hey guys, it's Kent here and I'm the podiatrist from docpods and Ergonx, and we've had a question come in around shock absorbing work boots and why are they better for our feet. So if we think about when our foot is contacting the ground, so we use our little foot model here, when our foot contacts the ground, what can happen is there can be up to 4 times the body weight going through the heel at heel strike. So if we can reduce the amount of force of that's actually applied to the foot, it means that the reaction from that will be less. So if we think of it this way, if we take the force and we spread it over a longer period of time, because we're actually cushioning when that force is applied to the foot rather than applying it all in one instant, what that means is that the force won't push on the foot as much. So it means the reaction to that, and usually what can happen is when our foot strikes the ground, the most common type of foot problem is our foot hits the ground and rolls in a little bit too far. What happens if that happens very, very quickly, the force that the muscles need to apply to control that little amount of rolling in is greater. So if we can make that force more slowly applied to the foot, it means that the muscles won't have to contract as quickly and they won't use as much energy and become as fatigued because they're not doing the same workload that they would if the force was being applied quickly. So that's the first thing. So if we can cushion the foot, it means that the force is applied to the foot will be less because we're spreading the force out and we're also absorbing some of the force in the midsole. So when we're looking for a work boot that we're trying to cushion our feet, it really feeds back into how much support is the work boot giving our feet. So if we've got a work boot that can support and cushion our feet, it usually means that the work boot will be much more comfortable than a work boot that only just cushions our feet. So of course, with everything, we want the work boot to be soft but not too soft, firm but not too firm. So with the work boots that we use in the podiatry clinic, we make sure that they've got this nice shock absorbing midsole, and you can actually test to see if your work boots have got a shock absorbing midsole. If you hold the work boot up, you can see the outsole is the hard section here. That's usually rubber. But the midsole through here, you can actually see that we can dig our fingers into that, and you can actually see that there's a clear difference between the outsole and the midsole, and that will absorb a lot of shock in the midsole. The next thing we do with the work boots that we use in the podiatry clinic is we use a cushioned arch support orthotic innersole. So it's got these cushioning positions in the heel and forefoot, and what they do is they just add to a little bit more cushioning in the heel and through the insole. So you can see it's got this orange section here and the anti-static blue section in the forefoot. The other thing the orthotic innersole does, it helps to keep the foot's natural fatty pad. So on the bottom surface of our feet, there's this layer of fat. So if we want to keep that beneath the heel, what we do is we use the heel cup in an orthotic innersole. You can see how deep this is. What that does, it keeps the foot's natural fatty pad beneath the heel, so it'll enhance the cushioning in your heel more than if we just had a flat insole or an insole that didn't have a nice deep heel cup like that. So we use a work boot with a cushioned midsole and a soft supportive orthotic innersole. We have an arch support in this one as well. It just helps to control your foot even more and make your foot more comfortable across the workday. But generally, in a nutshell, that's what a cushioned work boot will do for your foot. It's very important to, when you're not just thinking about cushioning your feet, we want to think about the alignment of your feet as well. So we want to use a nice solid work boot that's got the heel to forefoot alignment is perfectly flat, hasn't been twisted as it's come out of the mold, and we also want to look at all the other support features that we usually have in a good shoe. But that's why we use a cushioned work boot in the podiatry clinic, and I hope this has helped to answer your questions.